Hey, what's up everyone? DJ Sterf here. Alright, so another tutorial video here, and this time we're going to talk about juggling the power generator, the fan, and the global music box, as well as the power AC. So you have four things you got to juggle. Really the heater's included in here too, so I'm really dealing with most of the hotkeys. I've never used silent ventilation in this game, so I really don't think that I'm going to talk about the silent ventilation, but the keys, you have one is the power generator, two, silent ventilation, I just don't use two, three, the heater, and you see I have Nedbear and Orville highlighted. You got to use the heater from time to time to push these two back. If you find a strategy to where you can trap each one of those, I haven't found one that has worked reliably, but you can at least get some of the way there without them being at one of the ducts ready to attack. But Ned is fooled 50% of the time by the audio lure, and I think Orville's something like 10%, something like that. So Orville's going to run right for the edge of the duct and try to attack, but if you run the heater, you'll hear a few thuds, and that's usually good enough to stop the heater. You don't want to use the heater too much because you also have to worry about temperature. So this video is not necessarily going to be concerned with power consumption. We're going to talk about that in another one, probably next. But this one will talk about balancing your temperature so that Jacko Chica doesn't attack you, and your volume so that Music Man doesn't attack, and your music box, your global music box. You don't have to use Cam 4 at all, especially not in the higher modes. You really don't want to use Cam 4 at all, but use a global music box, which is the 5 key global music box. There we go, and that takes care of Chica if done right, Lefty, and Marionette. Also a factor here, I have Phone Guy highlighted because Phone Guy can contribute to the noise along with the power generator, and that will irritate Music Man. So we will cover all of this here, and let's go. So preferably you want to keep your office under 100 degrees, because if Jacko Chica is there and it's 100 degrees, and really 99.5 or more if it's on the way to 100, because Jacko Chica is attacked without any stoppage at all when it's said 99 when I've been playing. So I think there's some rounding going on, but Jacko Chica will attack without you being able to close both doors and get rid of her. So you want to keep the office under 100 if possible. There's a chance that Jacko Chica just won't even be there, which is fine. If you close both doors during your cam flips, you have a less likelihood of seeing Jacko Chica ever. That's why I use that in my completion, because I was trying to be safe, trying to be smart. You can save a lot of power over what I did in my run, and I know that, but I wanted to get the completion done. I mean, you don't have to run the fan at the end as well. That's what I did too. So I could have ended with 4 or 5% left if I just were going for, hey, cool, we did this really well. But I just wanted to get done. So sometimes it's better being smart with very difficult RNG, you know, get one in the bag, and then we can talk about let's optimize even more. So anyway, Jacko Chica, you want to keep it really under 80 degrees so that Jacko Chica doesn't charge up, but if you get to 100 degrees, then it's danger. If Jacko Chica's all charged up and all that, you can't stop an attack. So, all right, let's turn Jacko Chica off. That's the consideration there. So you got to keep it cool. Also, Lefty is a concern with keeping it cool, and also keeping the global music box from time to time on. But Lefty is fairly non-picky. I want to get to Chica, who's the real factor here with the music box, the global music box in particular. You can listen for the pots and pans, but you want to play such that Chica never stops moving those pots and pans in the kitchen. And so every 15.0 second interval, so if the clock says 15.0, 30.0, 45.0, 1 minute, 0.0, all that, you want the global music box, the 5 key, to be on. And if you have that, you'll have no chance at AI 20 is what I'm getting at too. You want to check on different AI levels, but every 15 seconds at AI 20, and this will be, you know, helpful for 50-20 and that type of thing. And any 20 mode you do, Chica will do essentially a check, and I think there's like a cooldown or a grace period, like a lot of the other characters, like Foxy, and Scott confirmed that he used the cooldown type thing, just like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I mean, I believe they're in other games as well. That's generally just how he programs it. So essentially, if you miss it once, if you go fast enough, there's likely not going to be an attack. The other option is maybe there's like a 3-strike thing, because I've had Chica, I've definitely just like casual plays, like maybe the, you know, earlier 20 modes that I had. I was trying to figure out what Chica was up to and how to stop Chica. So I was thinking, well, maybe it's every 5 seconds, but then it became really jittery. Anytime you use a global music box, I'll show you here in a bit, you need to hold it on for a long period of time if possible, otherwise you're not going to get your best bang for the buck. So every 5 seconds, yeah, Chica would be stopped, but then I couldn't really do anything else. So I was like, maybe it's every 10 seconds, but then I hit 10, and then 20, and then 30, and then 40, and all of a sudden I'm not hearing pots and pans anymore. And by that time, every cam flip is a risk for Chica to attack, unless you are on cam 4 and change the music. If you don't ever go to cam 4 and have to change any music, if you want to keep that same music box jam as in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, just keep it on every 15 seconds. So that was trial and error. However, I do believe there's definitely a grace period of some sort. I don't know whether it's a 3 strikes thing or whether it's a cool down grace period. Because it's not like a 1-to-1, but if you keep it on at 15-0, 30-0, 45-0, that's the way to completely prevent Chica on AI 20. Okay, so that's Chica. Chica's picky. Well, you want to have that in your strategy. So I'm going to draw out eventually here. I'm going to draw out a strategy for you all as well. When you use the heater to get rid of these guys before a cam flip, you just want to be sure that that they're pushed back. When you hit 3, the heater, and you hear that thud, one of those triangles, one of those characters, is going to go back to the start. The 4 over here, the 3 over here rather, that I have not highlighted. You have Happy Frog, Mr. Hippo, and Pig Patch. Those 3 will be fooled completely by a good audio lure. Just put it on the left side, and then they're done. Like, that's it. And they'll follow the audio. They'll walk over to the audio lure and they'll just stop. So the only 2 of concern right here, Ned Bear and Orville, and they are run killers like crazy on 50-20 mode. It's random how long you have to hold it. If you do it for 2 seconds, if you hold it for 2 seconds, that's usually enough. If you do it for less than that, you're taking a chance, but you're using less power. Remember, when you use a heater, the temperature goes up, and to cool it down, you're gonna have to spend even more power. So that's a consideration as well, all right? But every major cam flip, you're gonna wanna get them back to the start. They're gonna take at least 21.4 seconds to get to a vent and attack. That's at least the fastest I've seen them run at me. And that's really a quick run. That's basically them just running all the way down without being tricked at all by the lure. But so if it's a short cycle for Foxy, you don't have to use the heater again. So that's another power saving tip. Okay, so that covers those guys. With noise, you always have to worry about the power generator because it cuts down. It cuts down the power usage by 1 block. And I'll explain that in the power management thing, but I'll cover it very briefly here too. But it's really loud. And when you have the phone guy and the power generator running at the same time, that's a good way to irritate Music Man. Music Man will have cymbals that go slowly, so like shh, shh, shh. And later on it'll speed up, and then you don't want to have that fast cymbal, and you want it to go back to the slow cymbal and then stop and all that. But if he's on the fast cymbal for too long, yeah, you're pretty much gone. So you gotta consider that when using your power generator as well. If you have the phone guy on, if you miss that phone call click, the mute call, then you're gonna want to skimp on the power generator as much as you possibly can during the time that he's talking, which is sometimes for a really long time, really long time, like a minute plus. Sometimes it's a really short call. I think it's just a random amount, but sometimes it's irritatingly long. And I wish there were new phone guy clips in this, but there's just not. So let's go to a quick demo. I'm going to show you something about the marionette with the music box. Let me talk about timings here, okay? So I've got a lot of questions about the timings, and I think this will be extremely helpful for you all. So that covers the contingencies and the related animatronics. But here we go. So the music box doesn't start winding down until 2 seconds in. After that, every cycle is 15 seconds for it to wind down. So if you let it go to 17, you're pretty much gone. So let's start the music box, the global music box. I hit the 5 key, and I have the keyboard overlay on, so you saw that. And that charges the music box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to take you 15 seconds to charge it back up. And then every half second, it goes down a little notch, little notch, little notch, and it takes 15 seconds to go down on AI 20. All right, AI 19 is a completely different ball game, completely different. So that's the global music box. If you're on another like non 50-20 night and you have time to go to cam 4, winding the music box goes up very quickly, actually 4 times faster than the global music box. So global music box does have its disadvantages, but it does have extreme advantages of you not having to go to the camera to actually touch the music box, you know. So, and you can't get off cam 2 if you're past a minute 5 and before 3 a.m. all that for 20 seconds. But I'll get to that in due time with the cam stall stuff. That's been around since Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So I don't say that is a glitch. It's actually something that's got programmed in. So back to this music box. 15 seconds. You're going to want to use this as you're going to want to swap as few times as possible, because if you go like, I was thinking, well, what if I save power by doing this, like 1 2 3 4. See how it's just like generally going down? Like it's not favorable. So you just want to keep it on half the time, and you want to hit the 15-second intervals so that you'll be safe. So another thing. Let's see. Let's go back over here. Let me show you also how fast things get cooled down and heated up. All right, so there. So no animatronics, and I hope DD doesn't bring someone in because that would be kind of annoying. All right, so fan, if you don't run anything, 3 4, it heats up by 1 degree per second. All right, and I'm hoping that's Fahrenheit because otherwise the office would be extremely hot. All right, so let's heat it up. Ready? 4. See how fast that's going up? 1 2 3, and now once you hit 110, it goes up 1 per second. So there's some leniency there once you hit 111 and you have heater on, but you're using power, so that's 1 block of usage, and your ventilation seems to cut out more quickly once you're in that 110 to 120 range. So I'm going to hit power AC at 40. Let's see now. So watch how fast this cools down. All right. So we started at 120.
Uh-oh, how
DD.
unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
I know how much.
All right. So let's see how fast it goes to 60.
So we'll add a new problem to your night.
We cooled down the room in 15 seconds from 120 to 60. All right. And I'm hoping this isn't going to be someone threatening, because then the night will be over and I'll have to demo this again. But the power AC cools it down 60 degrees in 15 seconds, so it's 4 degrees per second. Say I want to, let's heat it up all the way again, and hope that Jacko Cheek is not the animatronic, and Lefty isn't as well, because Lefty would get mad. Actually, unless I'm on cam 3, then Lefty won't do anything. It's not Lefty. So anyway, all right, ready? We're going to use the fan at 135. Okay, 4 5, and I turn on the power generator with it as well, just because I have a habit of doing that. That does add to the volume for sure. So you notice it's taking a lot longer to go down. So 135 to 150, we cooled it down 30 degrees. So it took 15 seconds to cool down 30 degrees. It cools down 2 degrees per second. If you have the cooler on, I recommend don't have the fan on, because you'll be using 2 blocks of usage. And, oh, hey, Freddy. Hey, that's a Freddy Jumpscare. Hey, that's cool. It's like the first time I've seen that. Normally with Freddy, to handle Freddy, you just close the left door, but in that case we didn't know who it was, so that's at least cool. Freddy, a welcome guest, sort of, even though I didn't want any animatronics on this. So that's the piece of info you need. If you want to use both the AC and the fan, I mean, sure, but when you're using 2 blocks of power, that is not a linear, oh yeah, you're using double. It actually goes up slightly worse than that. Like, your power is going to go down much more quickly. So I would recommend using the power generator and the fan, if you have that on, most of the time, because if you're using 1 block of power, which you do with the fan, the power generator decreases your usage by 1 block. So if you're using 0 other than the power generator, you're just using nothing like this, the power is going to stay there forever. However, your noise is going to be up. If you're using the fan, it's going to treat it as if you have 0 blocks, but you're going to be sitting there. So there's a slow drain. Like, I think someone posted on the Reddit, it was something like 18 minutes to wind down the entire power at this rate. If you have another thing running, so say I have a door closed, that's going to run down as if I had 1 block running, which is about the rate at which you want to average. So 1 block. But that's going to be a helpful tip there. So using power generator is going to be helpful. or decreasing your power usage. But to decrease your temperature, I recommend keeping the temperature well under 80 if you can, as much as possible. So you're going to alternate between 1, so with power generator and fan at the same time, and you're going to use power AC if it's really hot and you got to avoid a Jacko Chica threat, okay? And again, that's why I close both both A and D. And so I do AWD, S, and well, okay. That's hard to talk through when I'm doing it. I close all the doors. Well, I close all the doors. There we go. I hit S for camera, click S, and then I usually go backwards. So it's like that and like that. You see, that's kind of the pattern. And then the flip, you just hit S and then click, all that. So, man. All right, let's try this one more time. S. There we go. A lot of this is muscle memory, so I've taken about a day and a half off here just to kind of chill and not play high-end gameplay on this. I can still click Freddy's nose, though. All right, so those are some basics, but let's actually map this out. I think this is going to be the most helpful part, all right? So I'm actually going to pull out another spreadsheet. And let me increase the font size so y'all are seeing this as well, and you don't have to strain your eyes. All right, so let's increase it. Each one of these is going to be 1 second, so let's see if I can do a time thing or something like that. It doesn't like that. Let's see, 1. Nah. Okay, we're just going to do 1. So second number 1, and then that plus 1, and then we're just going to fill down. So let's cover the first 45 seconds, all right? So first, and remember, each hour is 45 seconds in game. So you're going to hit an hour, or 1 a.m. I should say. So 1 a.m. Oh, I don't want that to change by itself. And we're going to come up with a little key here. So the first thing I do is shut off the fan because the fan's running by default. So let's put a note here. I'll probably just add this to my strategy spreadsheet as a separate sheet. So shut off fan, it's a space bar to toggle the fan. And turn on power generator. And I do this initially as well, especially in the 5020, because you're going to do some cam flips and you're going to check the cameras, do all that, and it decreases your power usage, and that it nothing but helps. All right, so we're going to do power generator, which is going to be we're going to make it yellow because it's like power, like electricity. So power generator, I'm going to keep on for 14 seconds because I want to swap to music box right before it hits 15.0, and preferably, I mean, you can turn on right at 14. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference, but you're going to want to keep this on through about 31, just at least until after the 30 mark. We're going to do music box. What do we want to do? That we'll make that black because Marionette is a very shiny, black and white, cool looking puppet thingy. And we got music box. Also, I'm thinking like musical notes. So there we go. We have music box on. Turn on music box. And just by and global music box, I should say, and that's the 5 key. So power generator is the 1 key. So you got to know the hotkeys there, all right? So let me actually type the hotkeys, all right? So 1 equals power generator, 2 equals silent ventilation. I never use this in either game. I just don't use that in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Sim either. I think it's the most useless thing. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Just let me know if you all get some benefit out of the silent ventilation, because I just don't. I just don't see it as economic. Heater, 4 equals power AC, 5 equals global music box. 6 equals shut off everything above. All right. So we're going to turn on the global music box. You don't have to hit 1 because that shuts off. Hitting 5 auto shuts off the power generator. So it flips between the bunch, okay? Also, one thing of note, if you use the heater, it turns off the fan. So at this point, it should be about 75 degrees, unless you're using, if you're using frigid, so let's say plus 15 degrees. from start. I gotta put that there. There we go. What? I thought I put a plus sign. I didn't. Plus 15 degrees from start at this point, okay? Because you went about 15 seconds without any sort of cooling at all. So you're gonna start, and then you're gonna want to turn on the gold music box. But at this point as well, you are also going to be another plus 15 degrees from start. Plus from 15, okay? You get what I'm saying, right? So it's going to be a little bit hot at this point. After this point, you're going to want to cool it down. And you probably can just, through 44, turn on the power generator as well as the fan. So let me use like a gray, maybe, like a silverish. Let's do a silver. Or that didn't work. That was the font color. This one right here. We're gonna turn the fan. Fan is gonna be a silver. Something like that. Okay, that makes sense, I hope. Okay, so you're gonna hit 1 a.m. and you're gonna want to turn the music box back on. So the thing is, you're gonna run into times in which you're gonna be overloaded, and sometimes you're gonna have stuff running like through here and all that. This would be a time of waste right here. So you want to avoid any time of waste, because if you have music box at max, any time past that, you're just wasting time where you could be cooling down the room instead of having the music box stay at max. So just think of it as a gain and a loss type of situation where you're trying to be like, okay, well, what benefit can I get right now? Is the music box down? Okay, I can run the music box. But I don't want to be toggling that too much. Maybe in some instances you'll want to do this, like if you have something big coming up and you're going to forget to change it, run like this and then go back to the music box during this section. And then turn back after 45. You're gonna go to another round of this. But at some point, you're also gonna have some heat building up, and you're gonna want to switch over to the power AC. And let's make like power AC. Let's make it like a frigid type of blue or something. Sure, power AC. After a while, you're gonna run into an issue where you're going to have a hot room. And that's one thing to consider. Basically, if you have a hot room, remember you have power AC that you can use. Also, if there's a lot of noise going on from phone guy, miss mute call, you can use power AC instead, but it's a bigger power drain since you can't use power generator at the same time as power AC. Okay, get what I'm saying? So power gen plus fan equals 1 usage minus 1 freebie equals 0 usage, which would be slow drain. Power AC equals 1 usage, slow to moderate drain. Okay. And you want to try to aim for an average of about a block per like any sort of time frame. But the more you use the power generator and the fan and are keeping your temperature down, the better off you're going to be. Remember, the heater is going to use up power. Plus, you have to cool it back down if Jacko Chica is in play, and Lefty too. So Lefty just seems really not picky. I don't think I was jumped by Lefty at all. But it was always like Jacko Chica, if at all. And it would be really late in the night, like 4:26 in or something like that. If it was like 108 degrees, I'm like, oh boy, I hope Jacko Chica. And then it's like, bzzz, and I'm like, oh, well. Apparently it sounds like a bumblebee. So perfect setup would probably be something like this. You might want to run a power AC for like this amount of time, and then just use the power generator through like 74, something like that. So minute 15. But then you're going to want to be back on your music box for 75. Okay, so you get what I'm saying? What did I went the wrong one. Let's see, power generator. Oh yeah, that is right. That is right. So if you need to cool down the room quickly, you can use power AC, and then after you're done in about 7 seconds, hopefully, can use the rest of the 14-ish second time span to turn on the power generator. Also, always err on the side of caution when it comes to power, or not the power, but the music box status. If you're afraid that it will run out, you might want to err on having the global music box on more than you may actually need, okay? But there's kind of a feeling that the time off of the global music box is worlds longer than the time period when it's on. So you have to get used to that. Because sometimes I would have the music box on for the full, 16 seconds-ish or whatever, and at least through, on at 45 and then on at 60 for sure. And then I would have so much time off and it's just complete silence. And I'm like, oh man, I hope that the global music box doesn't wind down. But I have a full 15 seconds until it winds down again. That doesn't change through the night. So you just have to get used to those blocks. If you can manage that, that's great. But remember, if something is like, was that the quote, I think it was from Mike Tyson, you always have a plan until you get punched in the face. That's what it feels like with this game, is there's so much going on that sometimes you can lose track, and then one boo-boo with the music, with the marionette, and you're done. You're done. It's very, very rare that you'll ever be able to make the night, unless it's extremely late in the night. If you're hitting music, or if the music box is running out at like a minute 15 during the night, yeah, you're done. So anyway, there's that. So you don't want to miss on Marionette. You don't want to miss on Chica either. And Lefty's really not been a concern at all. If you keep your room pretty cool and you're not letting it get really hot, and you're also using the global music box regularly, yeah. And this strategy has always handled Lefty, and I don't know what would actually cause Lefty to jump at you, other than like burning up the room and not being on his camera, say like doing a "Hey you Pikachu," like, "Hey Lefty, come attack me." Like, I wish there was some kind of voice based defense or something like that, but it'd be fun if you could actually call someone to attack you or something like that. Like, if you want to see a jump scare, you're like, "Come on, Phantom Freddy, get me," and then it'd be like whoosh. So but Phantom Freddy would just stun you. That's the other thing. So anyway, that's a general look at the pattern you want for usage. Just remember that you're going to want to keep about 1 block of power average per the entire night average, but you're going to have to do stuff like shut the doors to do a cam flip so that none of the animatronics attack. You don't have to shut the right door all the time, but if you're scared about Jacko Chica, a safe strategy is to use all 3, but you got to be quick because the power usage goes way up the more you use. I don't cover power usage on the next video, but hopefully this will be helpful. And I know this is going to be a really long video, but I think this is going to be probably the most helpful in the series for everyone, and I hope that this can help, because it does affect your power management. Using the power generator as well, you're going to keep your room cool, and you're going to eliminate the threat of Chica attacking you, unless you really just miss for a long period of time. Like if you're here and you let it go through 17, music box starts draining at 2 seconds in. So basically nothing happens the first 2 seconds of the night. It's just kind of like everything loads in. I think that's there for latency so that things can load in and then start to process. There's probably an event at the start saying like at 2, start every one of these random attack intervals or whatever. So every 5 seconds, so-and-so is going to run a little bit or check something to see if there should be an attack. Or every 15 seconds, then yeah, Chica will or every 15.0 multiple. Chica, if something's not on, then they start the countdown, and then as long as you don't have the music box on, it's going to wind down. And if that hits the random number, like say it's 2 seconds or something, and it's like you have 2 seconds off where you should have had it on, Chica's going to stop holding those pots and pans or rattling those pots and pans, something like that. Okay. And Scott confirmed that with that post where he said that Foxy had a cooldown timer and a random interval or whatever. That's what happened in the other games, and people have posted screenshots of the various the action grid events and that type of thing, and that's what's going on with a lot of it. So things have delays and allowances for, you didn't do this? Well, you got this long to respond, otherwise you're going to get attacked. So yeah, that's kind of what goes on there. But if you let it go through like 17, then you are gonna be gone because the music box will wind down and run out. And Chica's going to be probably mad as well. I'm not sure actually the first one. It seems like the first one is kind of a freebie. I don't know if Chica can get mad on the first iteration or whatever, but you want to have the music box on for sure by 17, and really preferably by 15. So you, let's do it 15 here, 15, just so you are going to be happy and not attacked and still have a shot. Also, if you just let it run through, like if you forget to turn off the music box, again, you're going to have wasted time, and then you're not going to have it cool, and you're going to have spent the power for the music box without getting any benefit from it. So anyway, that's the basics, and I'll probably just attach this to the strategy spreadsheet. Hopefully this will help people out. And any questions on this, let me know. I can always expand on it, but I will cover power usage and how much time you have for each block usage. And again, remember, power generator decreases your power usage by 1. It doesn't show that in the game, but that's how it works. So it's essentially, if you can use it with other stuff, like the fan or closing and opening doors. If you have a bunch of doors closed, and you have the power generator on, it's that usage minus 1. So if you have 3 things closed, it treats it as though 2 are closed and 1's a freebie. Okay, so power generator, just think 1 freebie. All right, but that's it. So I hope that helps. Hopefully many people can complete this mode. And anyway, if it helps, give me a shout out or something. I don't know. So you want to keep it cool and cool that mess down. Also, remember, just one other thing: power generator plus fan, or just do fan equals 2 degrees cool down per second, and power AC equals 4 degrees cool down per second. But remember, with the fan, but can use power gen with it. Okay, so power AC will toggle off the power generator. Again, I wish there were icons that showed which one we're on and all that. That would be kind of cool, kind of like in Freddy Fazbear's Sim, Pizza Sim, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. And yeah, but there are no icons in this one, so you kind of just got to know what's on, and that makes it a little trickier too, because you got to keep in mind what you've done. You got to go by noise and all that, or you can look at your temperature, see if it's going down and all that. Watch your fan. I think that the power AC and the fan is just not a good combo, but that's it. I've covered all this. So anyway, peace. God bless you. Have a great day again. Everyone was saying that I was trying to make the video 10 minutes exactly. I just didn't. I just had 10 minutes of stuff. I wasn't consciously trying to do that. So this one will be a whole lot longer than 10 minutes. I'm not going to edit it down to 10 minutes, but I'll probably just put one of those graphics up front, and that'll be that. So that's it. I'll have this posted. I'll put this on the strategy spreadsheet. So that's it. The end. Bye. All right, have a good one.